Oh my gosh. Ozzy, what's up?
Guys, this is Ozzy. He goes by Ozzy or Ozzy Posy or Oswald.
I gotta go get Splash now. They gotta meet. Hold on. Chelsea about to kill us. Hold on. Say hi. Look.
You see your friend? Can you stop side-eyeing people?
It's just a hot dog.
It's a wiener party.
Anywho. What's up, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Post Moves. I'm Candace Parker here with my co-host, Aliyah Boston.
That's me. Here we are. Here we are. Another episode, another week.
Follow us at Post Moves Show on all socials. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts.
New episodes drop every Wednesday. Keep sending us your questions. You can DM it to Post Moves on Instagram or leave it in the comments on YouTube. We love hearing from you guys.
Well, there's been a lot that has happened in the last week or so.
Yeah. I've been packing a lot, but seriously, I want to just know about Airr's dance moves because Usher dance off.
Well, first of all, if you're a millennial, it's Usher. Okay, it ain't no Usher. Okay, and Airr.
He was breaking it down. No, he was breaking it down. He was not playing. He was not playing. We have to start there.
But see, Airr, first of all, no, because I can't dance, but I can dance less than that. So I would never teach him that. But at the same time, he's 3.5. And so the whole game, he was excited. I told him we were going to see, a basketball game, which he gets so excited and get on an airplane. Those are the two of his favorite things. And then we see Usher, and I'm like, and during the game, I'm like, I bet you won't show him your dance moves. And he was like, I will. And I was like, okay. And then when the time came, I called his name, and he was like ready.
What really did it was
hands on
after he was done, he just like walked off. He was like, yeah, I did that. Now what? He's like.
We said it was like the you got served where he was like going at Usher. It was killing me in the comments, though, too, because people were like, Airr 1, Usher 0. He knew not to go back at him. But honestly, what's so cool is full circle. A couple years ago, we went to the Super Bowl, and it was like my dream is for my kids to love football and to share those moments and games like that. And we went to the Super Bowl when Usher performed. And so I brought Airr to the game. Layla went to the game.
So
he saw him perform. And so we'll watch on YouTube sometimes, like, Michael Jackson and Usher and Chris Brown and all that stuff. And so he'll do his dances. And so now, like, when the lights were shining, my man was ready.
He didn't even back down. Honestly, I'm kind of scared. He would low-key beat me in a dance battle.
He would try. He would give the energy. He has like the poses.
He got on the floor and hit one of them like spins. Like, do you understand?
I'm telling you, he's ready for You Got Served. I think I'm gonna have to show him that movie. You probably haven't even seen that movie.
Yes, I do. See, you always do a lot.
I mean, it's questionable. You weren't born when it came out. Do it for Little Saint.
That's not the point.
All the millennials get that joke. Everybody else, I won't say kick rocks because I love you guys. Post-ups. Off-season plans, trips. What you got?
I'm trying to take a vacation.
You
are
from the Virgin Islands.
Yes. Oh my gosh, my mom's going to kill me. Yes, but I get it. But I'm going home at some point. I am going home.
Where do you go on vacation when you are from the Virgin Islands?
Somewhere else. I just need somewhere else to go because, I just want to sit down in a hotel and just get my pina colada and just go on the beach.
With the little umbrella?
Yes. That's all I want. That's all I want. Okay.
Okay. So what's your spot? What's your vacation spot?
I don't know. Well, I've never really been on vacation. Seriously, like I've never really been. So I was looking
this for you.
I was looking at maybe like Mexico.
Okay, but Mexico's a big country.
I know, like Cabo, Cancun.
Yeah, Cabo's the best. Go to Cabo.
See,
you're past Cancun. Go to Cabo.
All right,
not
Cabo.
Past Cancun, but like I just feel like Cancun's a different vibe than Cabo.
All right, well, that's where I'm going. My mom's gonna listen to this and she's going to be like, Aliyah, are you kidding me? Mom, I'm booking my flight soon. By the way, when you listen to this, I'll probably already book my flight. Actually, you probably already booked it for me. Don't be mad. Let's just smile and think vacation, pina coladas.
Well, I'm excited for you. Cabo is one of my favorite spots because it's only an hour and a half from LA. So it's a quick trip. We love Cabo. So I'll send you some recommendations.
No, please do. Because I'm booking this flight today. Mom, Call you later.
Mama's booking it. I feel like you're going to be busy this offseason. You're returning to NBC Sports, Peacock,
Yes, that's so
as an
exciting.
analyst
Yes,
for their
I'm
Big
very
10.
excited.
Congrats.
Thank you.
That's amazing.
Thank you. I love broadcasting. It's just so fun to be able to talk about basketball. And then you get to see everyone that's going to be coming into the league. It's like, this is like, now's the time to hype them up. Hype them up. Let them know we're excited for them to come. And that's what I love about it.
No, you got to hype them up and you got to let them know what's to come.
Exactly. But I think they watch a lot.
So it's fun to scout the like college nowadays, because it's just
so much talent.
Yeah, there's a lot of talent in a lot of different conferences. Obviously, I know we're partial to the SEC, but
best conference.
Yeah, it by far the best conference. Anywho, WNBA is concluding. NBA is starting up. We've gotten some glimpses at some teams early on.
Did you see Jokic's pass? I'm stuck on that. I don't know. I don't have a favorite, but just know next year when I come through and I'm like,
yo, and you go bust your teammate in the head with the pass. You're going no look and throw it baseline. And when I tell you, Kelsey Mitchell gonna get beamed in the head because she's gonna be cutting. Yo, that was insane.
That was insane though.
To be able to on the money.
How?
It's the setup right here. Like he's about to take it. And he looks down.
If I try that right now, it's probably either hitting the post itself or right at the corner bottom of the backboard.
That was insane. I'm not even gonna lie.
It's gonna be a fun season.
It's always the gear up is always so much fun.
Yeah.
You miss basketball, especially when it ends. You're like, oh, we have this long wait, and then it gets here, and somehow you forget how much you love it. Like I can't even describe it. Just coming in the evening, like 10 games going on,
and you can just sit there and watch.
So, I am really excited. Who is your team this year? Like, obviously OKC. OKC excluded.
Yeah, I still am riding with my Pacers though. We're gonna shock.
You mean you rolling with your Pacers?
Yeah.
I mean, y'all are. This is probably not gonna be the greatest year with Tyrese being out.
Stand strong. You don't know.
Okay, you're right. I mean, you're speaking about the fever. Yeah, you're right. They might make it to the Eastern Conference.
You don't
Finals.
know. You don't
you're
know.
Exactly right.
Thank you.
Hey.
Thank you.
Man, maybe it was just my mentality I had to change. And Aliyah is giving me a little insight. I'm like, yeah, it's over. You're like, no, there's hope.
No,
I should
there
listen.
Is.
You're right. You. All right. Well, October Prime Day is today. Are you buying anything?
100%.
Ozzy?
100%. I had to pack up my apartment and I put it all in my car. And I was like getting ready to take his bed out, but I was like, he just needs a new bed. You know what I'm saying? So I think I'm going to get him a new bed.
Does he sleep with you? The dog? Does your dog sleep with you?
I mean, he occasionally takes a nap right next to me.
But he doesn't sleep in the bed with you?
It depends on the night.
Yeah? My dogs, all three of them sleep with me.
Depends on the night. I mean, my Ozzy's such a cuddler. Yeah. Sometimes he really won't sleep with me. Like sometimes if I'm like up late and he wants to go to bed, he's like looking at me, he's deep sighing. I'm like, dude, you can go to sleep.
Yeah,
you don't have to wait for me.
Too.
But he loves to sleep under the bed. Like he goes right under, he crawls, and he'll just sleep. And I'm like, dang, you don't want to like say goodnight? Like, is there a beat?
My dogs, we have that system. We have that walk up. And we go outside, then we walk up the stairs, and then they know their spots on the bed at the end of the bed. We have a huge bed. So we have a 12 by 10 bed. So like our Rottweiler, our Cavapoo, and our Dotson are just like at the end of the bed, and it is
but Ozzy's sleep. Like, there's so much space on the bed, and I'm here, and he's right here. I'm like, dude, you.
So is he the big spoon? Because mine is always trying to be the big spoon.
He
That's my
loves
favorite.
to cuddle. He like will come right next to me, and I'm like, hey, there's like a.
Yes. It's just it's really tough because everybody. I didn't realize within the lesbian community that getting a wiener dog was so funny, and so I started getting a bunch of tags about how like he's the wiener in the house. So anywho, I don't know if they're gonna have to edit that out, but yeah. Anywho, what we want to talk about before we digress anymore. All right, it's what we want to talk about, presented by AT&T, connecting our fans to everything happening on and off the court. Let's get into it. All right, the Fever season comes to an end.
It did.
You guys had an incredible season. You
We
lost
did.
in overtime in Game 5 to the Aces last Tuesday. I mean, Kelsey Mitchell going down with severe muscle cramps, which at the time when I thought it was her quad muscle. I'll be honest. I thought her quad muscle was injured, but it ended up being that she suffered a rare muscle condition called rhabdomyolysis. You're going to have to help me with that. Did they pronounce it for you? My doctor brother will be very disappointed. I got to get this right. Rhabdomyolysis. And which is basically intense cramping.
Yep.
And you see Isaac actually help her to the floor because her legs just essentially gave out during that fourth quarter. And then not too long after that, you fouled out with 26 seconds left in the game.
That's so crazy. That was
a controversial loose ball foul.
Are you kidding me? No, are you kidding me? 2 people going up for a rebound? Are you kidding me? Are we joking?
You know what's so interesting is because Jackie Young is so strong.
Like, how did she? Oh my gosh, I could not believe that call.
Okay, I'm gonna play devil's advocate. I am with you, but I think the call that was not the best was the offensive foul where you did your crab dribble. Here's the thing. I think in the playoffs, there's got to be a little bit different tone to the whistle in terms of offensive fouls. And there's baiting the ref. A regular season foul, you do a crab dribble, I run my chest into you, you don't run me over, I fall, cool. Maya Moore used to do that in the playoffs where I would have my crab dribble and she would just like fall backwards and she would get the refs.
But you know
every time on that.
But you know what's so crazy? Is when I've been crab dribbling all year, have not gotten an offensive foul in that manner.
That's the foul that I thought was
the
bad.
entire season.
Yeah.
So I'm like, excuse me, ma'am. What did I do? I didn't push off. She's like, well, your shoulder was like in her chest. I'm sorry. I just feel like that's crazy though. That is really crazy. I've not been and I was like, you know what? Hey, you do.
So that was the foul. But listen, despite all of that, with a lineup of Shea Petty, Lexi Hull, Odyssey Sims, Brianna Turner, and Natasha Howard, you all took the Aces to overtime.
That's because we don't play over here.
Odyssey Sims float game. I thought she was going to stop and pop for the 3. That would have been insane if she'd have stopped and popped for the 3.
And she would have hit it. I know O would have hit that. She would have.
But anyway, regardless, went to overtime. Jackie Young and Jewel Lloyd missed a putback at the buzzer to go to overtime. Fever forced the Aces to make some tough shots. I mean,
and they did. And they did.
3.
Chelsea Gray hit some really tough. Dana
hit that fadeaway, floating to the left 3. I mean, you took the Aces to the brink without 6 players. You finished the game with 11 points, game high 16 rebounds. Asia Wilson and you all battled the entire series.
It was fun. Like, I love basketball like that. Like, I love it. I love being able to just
matchups.
Compete. Yes, and just hoop. Like, you're going to score. Everyone's going to score. It's like, okay.
So I'll be honest. I'll let you in on a little secret. You told me that our agent was bad luck. And so I convinced him not to go because I was like, listen, if you go and they lose, then it's going to be on you. And so that's why we didn't pull up to the game, is because Zach was
it's
bad
okay
luck.
Because I don't know, like maybe we wouldn't have gotten overtime. You know, like maybe they, you know what I'm saying? Like, who knows?
But Asia and Jackie, I mean, finished with 35 and 32 collectively, become the first teammates to score more than 30 points in a playoff game. I mean, we got to give it up to the Aces. The Aces, oh my gosh. Ozzy, what's up?
Guys, this is Ozzy. He goes by Ozzy or Ozzy Posy or Oswald.
I gotta go get Splash now. They gotta meet. Hold on. Chelsea about to kill us. Hold on. Say hi. I just got groomed yesterday. Say hi. Look.
You see your friend? Can you stop side-eyeing people?
You're so cute.
Look at the camera, Ozzy.
Ozzy, look. And
he's just so sassy.
It's just a hot dog.
It's a wiener party.
Anywho, Ozzy meets Splash. Splash meet Ozzy. I'm sure you guys will meet in person at some point. All right. Let's season recap, because you all, the Fever have had a season, dealt with a lot of injuries, roster shakeups, more than probably anyone. Yep. But you still managed to shock a lot of people, pushing Game 5 in the semis. You've been saying it all season about your resiliency. So what was the message post-game? What were your thoughts like? I mean, 44 games into the playoffs, all that hard work. It sucks to end, but you gotta be proud of your group.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we really said, is that we're just so proud. Like, this season has been, just like you said, so many shakeups, so many different lineups, so many changes. But honestly, we also shouted out everyone that kind of came in when they did, because it's hard to come in like mid-season the way everyone did at the end and hoop the way they did. And so we were emotional, but it was a lot of gratitude. Like, this season could have went completely in a whole different direction. After C, after Airr, after Sid, after Soph, it's like this could have went downhill so fast. But it didn't. And so we had a lot to be thankful for. We had a lot to be grateful for. And that's kind of just how the locker room was feeling. Everyone was emotional, but it wasn't out of space of like, dang, like, what was that? It was like, wow, we really, everyone counted us out. We know that. No one even believed we would make it this far. And so now for next year, it's like, you have a taste of it now. It's like, we got to go get the real thing.
Kaylin Clark was in and out of the lineup, only played 13 games. Dewana Bonner abruptly left the team in June. Outside of Kaylin Clark, 4 other players sustained season-ending injuries, which you alluded to, between July and August. Damaris Dantas, who is a big presence for you on the inside that can stretch the floor. I know she won some championships with Minnesota that I was on the other end of. She was unavailable for the playoffs because of concussion protocol. The Fever had 4 players on hardship contracts, all of whom joined between August and September. Yep. So you all did this with a group that really didn't know each other, but I think it's the mentality that allowed you all to push forward. What do you think you learned about yourself during the season?
Ooh, I think this was such a big year of mental growth for me, that I know that's something that I've been like battling with, just being mentally tough. And I feel like I learned that I can really take on a lot more than I've been letting myself do, in a sense of like, you don't just break after the first or the second. Like, there's so much more that you can honestly withstand. And that was something that I learned, because I feel like during the season, like, I'm trying to make sure that I'm getting my teammates involved. And it's like, okay, well, you got to make sure that you're involved, and then you need to make sure you're finishing. And then when I wasn't finishing, I'm like, what is happening? But it's because my mind is everywhere. But honestly, it was such a great year of growth for me that I feel like this is exactly what I needed to be able to just take it to the next level.
Well, you took it to the next level this year, and you averaged 15 points, 8.2 rebounds, 3.7 assists, and was named as an all-star for the 3rd consecutive season, making a strong case for all WNBA team, first or second team. I do want to say this. I read a stat yesterday. It was talking about centers that have the highest percentage of offense that they've assisted on. Mm-hmm. And I believe that your percentage is 18.7% of the offense is assisted by you from the center position. There were others that were in that category. I want to believe that it was yourself, Asia.
JJ was on there.
JJ. There were other players, but the ball has been in your hands a great deal. And I'll be honest, I didn't know if you all were going to push the Aces to 5 games. But what I did know was watching you all against Atlanta. I did pick you all against Atlanta, just FYI, and the Corgi. But I will say that sometimes being without allows other players to show what they're capable of the next year and having more. And I think you made a strong case to Stephanie White of having the ball in your hands in dribble handoffs at the top of the key, where you're making decisions and you're able to hit back cuts and you're able to hit guards on the outside. And so I think that's going to actually add to your offense in the future, because when you start adding healthy players back,
we're going to be on a roll.
Yep.
We're going to be on a roll.
Yep. You're going to be on a roll. And we're going to get in that gym this offseason for
we
sure.
are.
We've been talking about it. We need to be about it.
No, seriously.
I'm going to get you. They going to know that you in the gym with CT when you do the little over the head fake. When you come back next year in 2026 and you fake over the head, they're going to be like, she was in the gym with Candace. All right. Well, all eyes are turned towards 2026 and the players who will make up that team. The Fever only have 3 players under contract for next season: yourself, Caitlin Clark, and Michaela Timpson. Your free agents are Kelsey Mitchell, Natasha Howard, Lexi Hull, Sophie Cunningham, Dantis, Sydney Colson, Turner, McDonald, Odyssey Sims, Chloe Bibby. Obviously, a lot of these are strategic because of the CBA and the expiring CBA and people wanting to capitalize on the contracts that are expected to rise. This is expected to be one of the most pivotal off seasons in WNBA history. And along with negotiating a new collective bargaining agreement that expires October 31st, there's 2 new teams in Toronto and Portland that will join the league, and you'll have to hold an expansion draft. I believe that both teams picking will leave less players on the roster, from what I can imagine. So figuring out which players that you're going to protect while only having 3 under contract, it's wild. So this is going to be an exciting offseason to pay attention to.
It's going to be very interesting. I think, obviously, I'm super excited for the 2 new teams that we have coming in, though. It's going to be a great opportunity. Seriously, so much talent. So I'm excited, but I just want to know, what are your thoughts? The finals. Aces are up 2-0.
Yeah, I mean, the Aces advanced to the WNBA Finals for the 4th time in the past 6 years.
Yeah.
The 3rd time in 4 seasons under Becky Hammon. I believe she has the highest playoff winning percentage, and that's men or women. Ahead of Phil Jackson, you might know him. Greg Popovich, you might know him as well, as well as Steve Kerr with the Warriors dynasty. The Aces have hit their stride ever since August, ever since that 53-point loss to Minnesota. Aces took game 1, which is a game that I think the Mercury should have won. Let's just be honest. You have a game where Jackie Young scores under 15 points. A'ja Wilson plays, like she's human in that game. She had 21 points, but very human in that game. The Mercury, Kalia Copper could not miss.
Goes off.
From 3 in the first half. And I don't understand why she ain't touched the ball in the second half. But all right. Mercury down 1. The Aces played with their food in the 4th quarter in that game 1. I'll just be honest, because they were up. They took a couple questionable early shot clocks. And I think the thing is, the teams that they got it together. The Aces got it together. But the teams that close quarters and take care of those little moments in the middle of the game are the teams that know how to advance. And the Aces played with their food a little bit, just like they play with their food in the Seattle series and they play with the food in the Indiana series. But they're just not
great. They didn't play with their food in the Indiana series. Just know that.
Yo, that game 3, they played with their food a little bit. I mean, not game 3, game 4. Game 4, they played with their food.
They
game 1, they definitely played with their food.
We handled that.
I'm not denying that.
I'm just saying we handled that. They didn't play with no food. Oh, okay.
Okay, well.
Oh, okay.
I'm just telling you.
I'm just letting you know.
From the outside looking at.
They didn't play with their food.
Agree to disagree. The Aces were up by 1 point. There is a fast break with Alyssa. Alyssa goes in, weight room on weight room with Jackie Young and Alyssa Thomas. This is game 1.
The call.
She goes in, they call a blocking foul, they go back, review it, reaffirm that it is a blocking foul. So she goes to the line, but Alyssa, I believe, is shooting under 70% from the free throw line. I believe it's like 67% from the free throw line, and she missed both free throws. I know what it's like to miss both free throws to win a game. Can you tell me what that feeling is after the game, after you...
It's like the worst feeling ever. The worst feeling ever.
And you go over it in your mind.
Yep.
And I know I'm not trying to speak for you, but I'm thinking of the putback, putback miss. I missed 2 free throws to win a series in Istanbul, and I'll never forget it. I missed 2. I got fouled with like point whatever seconds left. We were down 1. And I remember I was short on the first one. And then the second one, I kind of missed right because I was trying to correct. And it's something that we have done
So many
9
times.
million times in our lives.
Crazy.
And for Alyssa Thomas, who has been to the conference finals so many times, and that championship has eluded her so many times, to miss both free throws in a game one situation, that's got to be tough. But I just have to say the Aces, they took game one. They finished it. Sometimes it's better to be lucky at the end of the games than good. Sometimes it's better to be both. But they came in game two, and you talk about, I was at game two.
Yeah.
I took my sons to the back in the third quarter because they were getting a little rowdy.
Yeah.
Goose was trying to run on the court. Hart was getting a little sleepy. I was like, all right, we're gonna go in the back. Aliyah, I came back out and looked at
they were down.
at the end of the third. No. I came out, looked at the scoreboard at the end, like minute left. Jackie had 30. I said,
30.
when did she get 30?
That third quarter was crazy.
She had 21 points in the third quarter.
It was crazy.
I just wonder what the adjustments that the Phoenix Mercury are going to make, because it didn't seem like in game two they made
and
any
honestly,
adjustments.
I thought that they kind of went away from the ball screen with AT that was working in the first game. Like, they went more into 5-out cuts, dives, and looking to post up versus the back screen, get the shooters off and send two to AT. And even if they don't send two, she still gets downhill and can spray. But they went away from that.
I will give it up to Becky Hammon, though,
100%.
because she is the chess adjustment master. I love the way that she guards Alyssa Thomas, in that I think to some extent some teams overextend. Like, I think Minnesota overextended. Why are you picking her up all the way out there?
Yeah.
Like, back up, and I understand you're going to have to kill momentum at some time, but at the same time, like,
you let it, that's
you
what
gotta,
you
gotta give up something. And so I think it's interesting throwing different looks at her, throwing doubles, sometimes leaving her single coverage. But the thing about Phoenix is they're going to struggle in the half court against the Aces. The Aces are able to score in the half court. So as long as they don't turn the ball over,
they can.
So
they
when
can
it's
execute.
when it's points on turnovers, points off turnovers, that's going to be a Phoenix game. I'm interested to see in the third quarter, in game 3, what Phoenix is going to do, because they have to come out with some sort of adjustment. Nate Tibbetts is a great coach. Christy Tolliver's won championships in this league. So their adjustments, I love a junk zone. So, like, Dana Evans in game 1 came out, had 21 points off the bench. She was the X factor, but I still think you can't shy away from that zone. That zone for y'all was great.
Yeah.
It's just rebounding out of it.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting. Again, A'ja Wilson, 28 points. What else is new? Mercury get home court advantage in game 3 on Wednesday. And, I'll be tuned in to see.
Me too.
Chelsea, man, I have to say, I was courtside and I was like, yo, you need 2 more rebounds to get a triple-double. There's like 4 minutes left in the game. She did like some half-hearted effort to go get it. I was like, what are we doing here? Get the triple-double. Anywho, you got some announcement for the Final Four in 2028? What you got?
Hear that? Lucas Oil. It's no longer at Gamebridge. It's at Lucas Oil Stadium. That's going to be lit. That's such a big space. Everyone's going to show up. Let me tell you, Indy fans, it's going to be great. It's going to be some great basketball to watch. I'm excited.
Let me put this in perspective for y'all. You're going from Gamebridge, who seats
like 17,000.
Probably like 17,000, 18,000, right? To 31,000 seat arena in Lucas Oil Stadium, which is unbelievable, to be honest with you. I think it is a huge statement for women's basketball, in which Indiana has been at the forefront of college basketball and college sports, not just women's, but in general. So I am really excited. It's the first time a women's Final Four will be hosted in an active NFL venue in over 20 years.
It's going to be dope.
Yeah, but we can't get ahead of ourselves. 2026, it'll be in Phoenix.
Yep.
In 2027, it'll be in Nationwide and Columbus. Ooh. And neither of them seat more than 20. So it'll be excitement around 2028. Who you got for the Natty? Regular season kicks off November 3rd. Who you got for the Natty?
Was that a serious question?
Yeah, it's a serious question.
You know I ride for my Gamecocks. I never doubt.
Should we pull up to the South Carolina, Tennessee? Should we do a live show?
Oh my gosh.
We should do a live show
so
from
lit.
the Tennessee South Carolina face-off game. Because I'm willing. Listen, Dotson on Dotson. We gonna bring our Dotsons.
You don't want Ozzy's
and we
work.
We gonna instead of the corgi, we're gonna do a race to see who's gonna win the game.
Yes, I'm all for it.
All right, I'm for it. Let's do it. All right, that wraps up what we want to talk about. Presented by AT&T. Connecting changes everything.
After we won the national championship in 2022, I saw you, Candace, in the crowd, and I just grabbed the mic and said it. I love you, girl.
And I felt that because I saw myself in you, the joy, the pressure, the entire journey.
You've always been someone that I've looked up to, and hearing you say, you got this, that meant more to me than you probably even know.
That's what Adidas is all about. The You Got This campaign is a reminder that support, even one moment, one voice, can change everything.
Whether it's a coach, a teammate, a friend, sometimes it just takes someone reminding you who you are.
We've both had those people, and now we're trying to be that for someone else.
Learn more about the You Got This message at adidas.com/yougotthis and follow along at Adidas and at Adidas US. This episode is brought to you by Smucker's Uncrustables. There's a reason classics don't go out of style. PB&J, no crust, no mess, no notes. Check out Uncrustables, the best part of the sandwich.
It's a round crimped sandwich made with soft, pillowy bread filled with peanut butter and jelly. Grab one from the freezer. Let it thaw while you do your thing on the court, in the carpool, or whatever hustle you're on. This snack is for pro goats, little legends, and everyone in between. Find Smucker's Uncrustables in the freezer aisle. Learn more at uncrustables.com.
Candace, honestly, my favorite plays are the ones where a teammate just knows what you need, like they're 2 steps ahead.
Exactly. That's the AT&T guarantee. They don't wait for you to ask. In rare event of a network outage, they'll automatically credit you for a full day of service.
So basically, it's like your PG throwing you the perfect pass before you even post up. Like, just lead me to the rim.
Or when AV is already in position before anyone else sees it coming.
All I'm saying is staying connected matters. And with AT&T, they make sure that you're covered.
That's connection with commitment. That's the AT&T guarantee.
AT&T, connecting changes everything.
Credit for fiber downtime lasting 20 minutes or more, or for wireless downtime lasting 60 minutes or more caused by a single incident impacting 10 or more towers. Must be connected to impacted tower at onset of outage. Restrictions and exclusions apply. See att.com/guarantee for full details. All right, Aliyah, it's time for Order in the Court. It's been a minute since we've done this. It's where we definitely want to keep it real about what's making noise around the league.
Mm-hmm.
And we just had to bring it back this week because you talk about a mic drop. Fee was like, hold my crutch, hold my
here
beer,
you go.
Hold my shoes.
I can't lie, that was a lot. We got out of
your mouth from dropping to the
floor. We were getting ready for the game, and we're like reading the comments online. I'm like, whoa, good afternoon.
It's so crazy because like most players, you know, you do like some exclusive interview and it comes out in an article. Fee was like, nah, bro.
No, she was like, I'm not
in my exit interview, so there's no misinterpretation about what I wanted to say.
Wow, that was a lot. That was a lot. But
for people that have been living under a rock and don't know what we're talking about, Napheesa Collier called out Cathy Engelbert,
the commissioner
of the WNBA. Yeah, thank you. Yep, the commissioner of the WNBA and the WNBA leadership. Last week, Napheesa read a statement during her exit interview with the media addressing WNBA officiating, player safety, poor leadership. She called out WNBA commissioner. I think we should play a clip just to hear it in her own words, so I'm not paraphrasing some of the things that she said.
I sat across from Cathy and asked how she planned to address the officiating issues in our league. Her response was, well, only the losers complain about the refs. I also asked how she planned to fix the fact that players like Caitlin, Angel, and Paige, who are clearly driving massive revenue for the league, are making so little for their first 4 years. Her response was, Caitlin should be grateful she makes $16 million off the court, because without the platform that the WNBA gives her, she wouldn't make anything. And in that same conversation, she told me players should be on their knees thanking their lucky stars for the media rights deal that I got them.
Players around the WNBA rallied behind Fee in support. The tweets rang in, the comments rang in, the podcast was hot, the block was hot. What was interesting was the amount of players that came to the defense of Fee and the crickets that came to the defense of Cathy for me.
I mean, this is an important part. Like, this is an important time with the CBA negotiations. Like, the players, when you look at leagues around the world, like, it is about caring for your athletes, caring for the players. And that's just not the feelings right now. And I think everyone is kind of just, they rallied around Fee because, one, that was a powerful statement to make. And obviously it puts pressure on Cathy and put pressure on the leadership. But I mean, it was a lot. It was a heavy hitter, right, Oz? Yeah.
Adam Silver is Cathy's boss,
Mm-hmm.
and he is the commissioner of the NBA.
Yep.
He made a statement a couple days ago in New York regarding that, you know, essentially paraphrasing that it's not about business. It's not about viewership. It's, at this point, seems like there's relationship issues, to say the least. My initial thoughts, because everybody's had this same sentiment, you know, and for a very long time. But in years past, you've been able to point to the viewership. You've been able to point to the fans. You've been able to point to, you know, maybe the talent on the floor, because we are going overseas for a number of, you know, months during the season.
Yep.
This year you couldn't. The year before you couldn't. And honestly, previously, I think that was a little bit of a cop-out.
Yeah.
You could point to the business plan, but where is the business plan? It starts with leadership. I'm always a believer in alignment. I think the NBA were led through huge years by David Stern. And he was a commissioner that could get you there.
Yeah.
In terms of get you over the hump, get you to growth. But I think for now, relationships matter. And I don't know if he had great relationships with a number of the players. He was seen more so as, I know they were scrutiny behind some of the fines, some of the dress codes, all of those things that kind of came down on the players. I personally had a great relationship with David Stern, so this is in no way knocking him. But I do think Adam is leading in a different way. And I say that if the NBA is our blueprint, then we have to look at that from top to bottom. We can't just choose what we look at that as. And I'll tell you this. I signed a deal with Amazon to broadcast for Amazon. I got a text from Adam Silver saying, congratulations. I had my third child. I got a text from Adam Silver about my third child. Now, whether this is Adam or his assistant, somebody from the league office is reaching out to me. I got a baby gift for my third child. I get a Christmas gift from Adam Silver every year. I retired. Adam Silver sent me a text message that basically congratulated me on my career and how much I've done for the women's game. And he looked forward to how much I'm going to do from the sideline. I have not heard from Cathy. I saw Cathy in Phoenix after I had been retired for 4 months at Phoenix All-Star Game. And she said, congratulations in person. And that was the only time. And so you've heard other players, Sabrina Ionescu alluded to this. I have a better relationship with Adam Silver than I do Cathy. Same thing. Elena Deladon, I didn't hear from Cathy when I retired. My 2 jersey retirements, there was no Cathy.
Yeah.
So I think that Adam Silver understands the process. I don't know if he understood that Cathy was not doing that either.
Yeah.
And so many players feel that way. I understand that Cathy represents the owners because they're the ones that actually she represents and sits at the table and all of that and is hired. The commissioner represents the owners.
Yeah.
However, you still have to have a relationship and be able to reach across the aisle to the players.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if anybody can say that she's done a great job at that. And I'm not trying to rag or pile on, because I do feel in some way, shape, or form that if you're able to not be accountable for so long, then it honestly somewhat can be the people that aren't holding you accountable. For so long in the NBA, there's been media that has called out bad ownership, bad leadership, bad coaches. Social media has done that, where there's pressure. You think about in New York, why did they get rid of Thibodeau? Because the New York Knicks fans were like, we're trying to win a championship, and there's pressure. Like, sometimes leadership has to go because of the amount of pressure. You look at college athletics, Penn State, they're talking about James Franklin is on the hot seat. Like, what? It's crazy. And he's done such great things. I mean, you take the leadership role in a demanding position, there are going to be expectations, especially when there's money involved. And I feel like the media didn't call out Cathy for a very long time. And now there's lights, there's the spotlights. And so guess what? The expectations have raised. Just like that $2 billion TV deal that you got, along comes expectations with that. And from the ownership, from the players, from the media, Cathy's response, to sum it up, is if the players in the W don't feel appreciated and valued by the league, then we have to do better, and I have to do better. Cathy says there were a lot of inaccuracies within what Napheesa Collier said in their private conversation. She denies alleged comments about Caitlin Clark, but didn't directly deny other claims. Fee canceled the meeting upon hearing Cathy's
after hearing her response.
Rebuttal. Adam Silver still remains confident that a deal will get done in the CBA, and says that it will get done before October 31st, which is a little overzealous, I feel like, but the commissioner knows what the commissioner knows. Mm-hmm. There's issues that we need to address with our players. They're not just economic, they're a relationship issue. And Fee's not stopping. She sat down with Kamala Harris yesterday.
Yes, she sure did. She sure did.
And she said, I think I just got to a point where I was fed up. No matter the consequences, I felt like it was something that needed to be done. And to be honest with you, I think there is a huge sentiment, regardless of where this goes forward. I think hopefully that this leads to a resolution in relationships, because I think in business, in leadership nowadays, you can no longer lead with an iron fist. It just doesn't work that way. It's got to be personal. You got to be a human. And so, I think gone are those days where you can just do as I say, not as I do. And keep it moving. So, kudos to Fee. It's going to be interesting to see where this goes and how this impacts CBA talks, to be honest with you.
Yep.
Were you all did your mouth hit the floor when you saw?
It hit the floor. We were getting ready for the game when this came out, and we were literally walking on the bus to shoot around, and we're like, yo, is this real? Is this serious? And it sure was. Sure was. It's now time for You Got This, presented by Adidas. There's nothing like a great assist to help us remember you got this. Learn more about the You Got This message at adidas.com/YouGotThis and follow the action on Instagram at Adidas and at AdidasUS. Every week, we're going to shout out someone who inspired us, rose to the occasion, or made their moment count. So this week, my You Got This moment goes to the Indianapolis Colts. Okay, I am shouting out the Colts. They're 4-1, tied for the best record in the league. Energy is high. Vibes are high. Why would you not pick them? I'm just saying that's my pick. But what's up?
Do you know who they beat last week?
What do you mean?
Do you know who they completely just annihilated last week? Okay, huge football fan. Who did?
The Raiders.
And Chelsea just typed that in the chat.
No, she did not. I knew they beat the Raiders because I was going to go to the game. But unfortunately, I was packing.
How much did they beat them by?
It was actually OD. I looked up the score and everything. It was crazy. It was a crazy score. It was a lot to a little. And that's the point about all this is shout out the Colts. Don't be mad that the Colts are tied. Where's your team at?
I mean, we had a bye week. The Bears. We had a bye week.
Are they tied for the best record in the league?
No, but you haven't played the Bears.
That's
you
what I
haven't
thought.
played the Bears yet.
That's what I thought.
So,
That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
Name one
Colts
player
on top.
on the Colts.
I actually think the Bears are the last in their division. I don't know if you know that, but I know that. I just want to know, though.
I love ChatGPT.
I know you're a big...
That's my favorite thing. Shout out to ChatGPT.
I know you're a big fantasy girl, so you have any Colts players or what? Because right now, I feel like you need them.
Yeah, Pittman Jr. is actually on my fantasy team.
As he should.
Yeah, he's in my starting lineup. He's been putting up numbers. And I got my ass kicked last week. Actually, it was crazy because Tennessee had a bye, Bears had a bye, and I just had fantasy. And by the way, fantasy was over after Monday. After Thursday night football, fantasy was over after the Eagle. Like, it was wild. So yeah, I'm actually, I think I'm 3-2 now. No.
Yeah. Still not better than the Colts.
I'm 3-2 right now. Or am I 2-3? I don't know. Either way, tomatoes. But Pittman Jr. has been doing a great job. It was great to see Caitlin, Airr, KK, and Tosh pulled up to the game on Sunday. Colts demolished the Raiders. It was a little weird being in Vegas flying back to LA because everybody was all like upset. They were happy that the Vegas Aces won, but they were really embarrassed about the fact that they got murdered. They didn't even score. The Raiders did not score. They only had 6 points. What did they have? 2 what?
2 kicks.
Field goals. Thanks.
Field goal.
There's your big football
That's the
fan.
same difference.
Yeah, there you go. Have you ever been to an NFL game?
Yes, I have. I've been to a Colts game.
Okay, I'm gonna need for you to pay attention.
I do. 6 points for a
You didn't even know what a field goal was.
touchdown, and then you have to kick it to get the bonus point, and then you can run the ball, and that's 2 points. And then you have to
run the ball. Oh, you're
like
talking about
instead of going for.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, thank you.
Going for the extra
hashtag
point.
pro.
Yeah.
Hashtag.
I don't know about. You don't have to run it. You just.
Anyways, the good thing about this is
2-point conversion.
Vibes are high. The Colts are up. Live, laugh, love Colts. And that's my You Got This moment presented by Adidas. Next week, it's back to you, Candace. Go Colts. All right, it's time for one of our favorite parts of the show. This is Unfiltered Fan Questions powered by Uncrustables. Find Smucker's Uncrustables in the freezer aisle. Learn more at Uncrustables.com. Keep sending us your questions. You can send DMs to the Post Moves Instagram or leave it in the episode's comments on YouTube.
All right, question number 1 is for @JFJQ6PR. He just was like, give me whatever screen name. Whatever screen name that Instagram wants to give me, give it to me. All right. Aliyah, we can see KK's growth throughout the season. What is it like mentoring the rookies? How has working with the rookies changed your perspective now that you are no longer a rookie?
First of all, KK is my favorite person ever. I think what I love the most about KK is just she's always so happy. Like, you come in and KK's smiling. I'm like, how are you? She's like, I'm doing great. I'm like, you are the best. But I think what I enjoyed the most also was she was always eager to learn. She asked questions from the jump. She stayed in extra, got reps in, and she just wanted to grow. You could see it. You could see the way she asks. You could see the way that she prepares for stuff. And that's honestly what I enjoy. And I enjoy mentoring rookies. Like, I enjoy being someone that they can look up to and ask questions because as a rookie, I had great people that allowed me to do that as well. And so I just try my best. But KK is going to be a star. Okay, she is going to be such a star. And she's athletic as crap. It's impressive. Okay, question 2 from @BillyWoods9192. Have you ever seen something during a game that made you laugh? If so, is that unusual? And can you give us an example?
There are a lot of things that make me laugh during games. I think one of them, well, first, anytime there's like an inside joke and then something happens, I think the whole team knows, whether it's like within a timeout, funny things that coaches do. I know one time one of my coaches came back to the huddle and they were like so pissed, and then their stool kind of like wobbled so they almost fell. And it's like, don't look at me if there's ever a moment like that. Like, if somebody falls, I'm the
I'm the wrong
worst
one.
person to look at if somebody falls. Like if somebody trips and falls, do not look at me. I tell you, my wife is gonna kill me. But we were walking the dogs the other day, and my Rottweiler ran behind, and I was just pushing the stroller with my other two dogs. And my Rottweiler like has this thing where sometimes like joggers will run by, and she'll kind of like lunge or whatever.
Yeah,
happy lunge, not a bad lunge. And she just decided to bark, and like down goes my wife. And every ounce of me was like, yo, you good? And she was like, yeah, I'm fine. She got up and brushed it off. And I had to turn the other way, and my shoulders were shaking. So like, and I don't know what it comes from, because my brother does that too. So yeah. So when that happens, everybody of course looks at me, and then we all laugh, and then I'm the one that gets in trouble. And I'm like, but y'all looked at me. So anyway, okay, that's a moment. Anytime somebody falls, trips, stools
I'm
wobble,
with you.
it doesn't matter the moment. It could be a 1-point game with 2 seconds left. I'm laughing. I don't care.
I'm with you.
Anyway, question number 3. I digressed. At Mr. Spender. Okay. Question from UK Fever Nation chapter. This goes with your back to school comments. For you both. Who was your most influential teacher or favorite subject? I love this question.
Ooh. Favorite subject was definitely like English or history. Math never caught me. You could never see me in that. That's not for me. But I do enjoy writing. I do enjoy writing. So for me, English, I think, was definitely my favorite one. And I don't have a favorite, most influential teacher, but when I was in college, I used to go to the writing lab because I could write a paper with my eyes closed. But my thesis or the last little sentence used to be my biggest struggle. I just could not draw people in enough. So I used to go to a writing lab like every week. And I had a writing lab teacher. I don't remember her name, which is so sad, but she was like the best person I've ever met my freshman year. And she helped me. Everything I learned from her going to the writing lab every week allowed me to literally finish college without having to take a step foot back in that lab because of everything that she taught me when it came to writing a thesis. And so definitely English, because I enjoy writing.
When I tell you teachers and coaches have some of the most influential like powers, and I say that in like their jobs, it doesn't matter if it's 5th grade, 6th grade, kindergarten, like a teacher that inspires you will be with you your entire life. I actually am math and history are my 2 favorite subjects. I was actually doing factoring with my daughter in pre-calc last night because she always likes stumping me because I love math. And so she'll give me a problem and I will sit there for 35 minutes until I figured it out. Like I love math. I love sitting down. I think there is an answer and I like that. Like there's black and white, there's an answer, there's a right answer, wrong answer. English, I like creative teachers that grade creatively because sometimes they're like, that's not what I was looking for. But I was like, it's subjective. So like, how do you give me a B for this if it's subjective? That's your opinion. This is mine. Anywho, so we argued. But ironically, my favorite teacher ever is my English teacher, Mrs. Sear. Shout out to Mrs. Sear. But yeah, I think math and history. History, I am still obsessed with. So anytime my daughter has history homework, she's doing U.S. history right now, I'm in it. But yeah, math, I can get down. So shout out. Send me a problem to solve. I got you.
I'm gonna start sending you weekly problems.
I got you.
All right, well, that does it for our unfiltered fan questions powered by Uncrustables. Keep the questions coming. Drop us a DM, a comment on YouTube. We want to hear from y'all.
All right, well, this has been an amazing episode. This is the first of many episodes that are going to be kind of out of WNBA season. So I think we're going to kind of transition into life and talking about things that are going on outside of the lines of basketball, but also keeping up with the NBA and keeping up with the WNBA CBA. New episodes drop every Wednesday. Subscribe on YouTube or wherever you get your podcast.
And follow Post Move Show on all socials at Post Move Show. That's 2 S's. And you know how it goes. Bow, bow, bow.